doing those after I had the surgery.
Those are great.
Yeah, they are.
There's a bunch of really good things for your focus. People that think it's all bullshit, like that nootropics are bullshit, and you're allowed to think whatever you want. But trust me, from someone who uses his brain for a living, there's a difference between taking nootropics and not taking them. It's not going to make you smarter, but it'll make your brain function at a better level. There's a bunch of shit that works like that. Like, those ketone drinks, like Ketone IQ, that helps a lot.
Really?
Yeah, your brain uses ketones. Your brain uses ketones for focus. That's why people that take ketogenic diets and go on carnivore diet, they say it gives them like more mental clarity. You have more focus. It's fact. I feel different when I'm eating like clean. If I'm eating like carnivore, just eggs and steak, my brain works better. 100%. It's more for. You're allowed to think whatever you want. But trust me, from someone who uses his brain for a living, there's a difference between taking nootropics and not taking them. It's not going to make you smarter, but it'll make your brain function at a better level. There's a bunch of shit that works like that. Like, those ketone drinks, like Ketone IQ, that helps a lot.
Really?
Yeah, your brain uses ketones. Your brain uses ketones for focus. That's why people that take ketogenic diets and go on carnivore diet, they say it gives them like more mental clarity. You have more focus. It's fact. I feel different when I'm eating like clean. If I'm eating like carnivore, just eggs and steak, my brain works better. 100%. It's just not processing the carbs and all the fog that comes with that. Not that carbs are bad for you, but when you take this stuff is the shit. This is my friend Derek's Gorilla Mind. This is a nootropic drink. It's like
coffee.
An energy drink. No, it's got some caffeine in it. It's got a good amount of caffeine, but it's got a bunch of nootropics. So there's a bunch of like brain vitamins in there.
You know anything about?
Yeah, I'm not selling this. This is my friend's.
I'm not a. You know that I have a great memory of dates, and I can take you to different situations.
Stories.
I don't know what happened the last 3 years.
How come?
If I talk to you on a Monday, which I usually do, you call me Mondays on the way home at 6. Whatever we talked about by Thursday, I don't remember. Like, you'll say, call me back when you find out. I'll fucking forget now. Like, just little things.
This is recent? This is the last few years?
Last few years, I could see. You're 60. A lot of shit changes. It's really weird, Joe. I need 8
something
now.
about it.
I need 8. Sorry. I need 8.
8 what?
Hours of sleep.
Yeah.
8 solid. I got the whoop. I need it.
Makes a difference.
6.5, don't cut it. Done.
Yeah.
Done. I need 8 now. And don't get me started on an hour nap, an hour 15 nap at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I get up in the morning, I get up at 6. So I put her on the bus. I start smoking weed at 9. I'm at a gym. I'm doing something. Boxing, PT, So by fucking 2 o'clock, dog, there's days I walk in, there ain't no stopping. There ain't no pissing. I go right to the bed, put the mask on, and go right to sleep. Just like that. I mean, there's no thought. There's no stop it. What is that? Monopoly? Stop it, go and get 200? There ain't none of that. I come in, I drop my bag, I pee, and I walk right upstairs, right to the bed. I move the cat over, get the fuck over, and I fucking put that mask on.
Does the cat cuddle with you while you're sleeping?
Oh, please. And he goes under the blanket. She goes under the blanket with me, too, so it's perfect.
Funny. That's funny.
But, dog, it's not no more. Like, I don't fly out early no more. Fuck you.
Yeah, you need a solid amount of sleep. As you get older, it's even more important. You know what else is really important? Creatine.
I take 10 milligrams twice a day.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
You need more.
That's phenomenal for your memory, and that's a really good nootropic as well.
I don't
That
like
really
the gummies.
does.
I never
No.
got. You had some gummies on here.
Yeah, those
that I
are
had-
good. I like them.
My neighbor
but
gave them to me that you had them.
I prefer to just open it up and pour it in my mouth, and then drink water.
Yeah,
That's
me
how
too.
I do
I
it.
like the powder too.
Yeah, I put like the 10 milligrams in my mouth, and I just drink
Do
water.
you don't put it on your food, do you?
No.
Like
No, I
there's
just
people
drink it.
I put it in a smoothie from time to time. I like the raspberries with
I feel
coconut
like
water.
the best way to make sure that I'm getting all 10 milligrams is to just pour it in my mouth and then drink water with it. Because otherwise it's in the glass. You got to rinse the glass and get more of it in. You're giving yourself an exact dose. Just put it in your mouth. Dry scoop it. So I just dry scoop it in my mouth and then pour the water in there.
Okay.
That's how I do it most of the time. What the gummies are really good for is if you forget and they're just laying around, you just eat a couple of gummies.
I don't know how many milligrams are in those, right? You have a fucking
it
bag.
says it on them.
You know?
I think 2 gummies is 5 milligrams. I think that's what it is.
I also got turned on to a
Maybe they're 5
creatine
each.
company that has a creatine precursor. Is that any good?
Creatine, a precursor.
Creatine precursor.
I don't know what that is.
Your own body creates creatine
Right.
on its own. This helps
Oh,
the
interesting.
body. I think it's called a precursor. Don't fucking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anything
don't
I
know.
say, just write off with a fucking. You know what I'm saying? I know because I'm saying it wrong, like Voltron. I don't fucking know, guys.
I'm
you know.
sure there's something. I mean, there's always a bunch. I mean, there's. If you think about how many supplements are out there, like, good lord, there's so many supplements, and not all of them are good, but a lot of them are really good. Here's another one that's really good for working out: beta alanine. You ever take that?
No.
Phenomenal.
Look, I
for
take
training.
everything else. It's just
Makes you tingle though. Makes your skin
Like
almost
iodine.
like itch.
You ever take iodine?
No, iodine.
Yeah, like there's a pill or something. You take iodine to help you.
It's supposed to do that if
Liquid.
you get radiation poisoning.
Listen, when first piss test came out, they said you would take iodine. So again,
Did you put Clorox in your dick?
I put Clorox in my dick afterward because the iodine obviously didn't fucking work. Okay.
Can you imagine when they ran your piss through the fucking test machine? They'd be like, "What? What is this?
Do you
This
understand?
isn't piss."
Do you understand? Like, there's times every morning I go out and take my cup of coffee and I sit outside. I thank God, you know, the whole fucking bullshit story. And then it takes me somewhere. Like after the second cup of coffee and one of these zins and a bong hit, your mind goes somewhere. And I think of chunks of my life, and I go, "What the fuck was that?" Like that was Joe. That was insanity. What about every time he used to come to my house to do the checkup? I never let him in. He came like 11 times in 2 years. I never let him in my house. He would know I was in the house. He would put the sheriffs to come and sit outside my house for 2 hours. Then they would leave. They're like, "We're not gonna. He's not home." I never let him in my house. I tortured that guy.
That's
He could have
hilarious.
sent me to prison. I still would have been in prison. But it was such a, like, first it was the iodine. And then you fucking, you know, you're supposed to take 20 milligrams.
Yeah.
I mean, 200, whatever. I don't know. And my skin is burning. I'm fucking red in the face. I got itchies. So I stopped with the iodine. I still came back positive. Then I went on the fucking white vinegar.
White vinegar.
White vinegar with a fucking bottle of Gatorade on a Monday morning. Not a little vinegar, not red wine vinegar. The real vinegar that you clean your asshole with. And douchebags and all that shit. Vinegar cleans you out. That's what women wash their monkey with vinegar. Because it takes all the fucking cat piss out of it and all the shit they got in there. So they said drink vinegar every Monday morning, bro. And it's like a process. Like you would get high Friday and you would hope to beat it by Sunday. But you knew you weren't going to beat it. And they're going to call you Monday. And it was like your color is yellow, right? Like if they say yellow, you got to come in. So you wait till 1 o'clock and you're like, all right, you got to call in and all of a sudden, today, Monday, Tuesday, the 9th of June, the colors are purple. And you're like, yellow, god damn, now I got to figure out, I got 5 hours. The place closes at 6, so I got to figure out how to stop this cocaine from coming up. So then we started taking Serto.
What's Serto?
Serto is what you put in like Jello. It's that thing that makes the Jello jiggle or some shit like
What? Fucking Serto.
No, there was no internet these days. These are
Right.
just these are see.
What is that? A brand of liquid fruit pectin, most commonly used in the kitchen as a thickening agent for homemade jams and jellies. However, it's also widely known as an internet folk remedy people use in an attempt to mask drug metabolites
Yeah, I
in
told you.
urine.
I told
it's
you.
a folk remedy.
It's fucking bullshit.
Does it work?
No, that's why. I ended up-
Let's find out if it works. The myth. Many online forums suggest mixing Serto with a large sports drink like Gatorade and drinking it a few hours before a drug urine test. The theory claims the fiber traps toxins in your digestive tract. Reality, health professionals and medical studies show no scientific evidence that fruit pectin can reliably clear drugs or fiber to
Put we smell it until we get by some douchebags and all that shit. Vinegar cleans you out. That's what women wash their monkey with vinegar because it takes all the fucking cat piss out of it and all the shit they got in there. So they said drink vinegar every Monday morning, bro. And it's like a process. Like you would get high Friday and you would hope to beat it by Sunday. But you knew you weren't going to beat it. And they're going to call you Monday. And it's like your color is yellow, right? Like if they say yellow, you got to come in. So you wait till 1 o'clock and you're like, all right, you got to call in and all of a sudden today, Monday, Tuesday, the 9th of June, the colors are purple. And you're like, yellow, god damn, now I got to figure out, I got 5 hours. The place closes at 6, so I got to figure out how to stop this cocaine from coming up. So then we started taking Serto.
What's Serto?
Serto is what you put in like Jello. It's that thing that makes the Jello jiggle or some shit.
What? Fucking Serto.
There was no internet these days. These
Right.
are just these are shit.
What is that? A brand of liquid fruit pectin, most commonly used in the kitchen as a thickening agent for homemade jams and jellies. However, it's also widely known as an internet folk remedy people use in an attempt to mask drug metabolites in urine.
I told
it's
you.
It's a folk remedy.
It's fucking bullshit.
Does it work?
No, that's why.
Let's find out if it works. The myth. Many online forums suggest mixing Serto with a large sports drink like Gatorade and drinking it a few hours before a drug urine test. The theory claims the fiber traps toxins in your digestive tract. Reality, health professionals and medical studies show no scientific evidence that fruit pectin can reliably clear drugs or toxins from your urine, while fiber works in the gut has no effect on what your kidneys filter into your urine.
Welcome to the highlight show in the WNBA back-to-back buckets.
They track every market so you know when to make your move.
No way.
Yes way. Realtor.com tracks local data and spot.
This episode is brought to you by Armra. Every week there's some new
To get your advice from a guy who's done 30 fucking years. Then you forget he's been doing 30 years because he made mistakes.
Right.
Not because he's a fucking genius about Serto.
Exactly.
You know, and then we went from Serto, and then one day I was
Does
swimming.
anything work?
Huh?
Does anything work?
No, cranberry juice.
What about that stuff that they used to sell? Remember they used to sell stuff?
This is 90 fucking, this is 89. They didn't sell nothing.
No? But
They
do you
sold-
remember there was some stuff that you could buy?
And
Am
shake
I
it
remembering
in or
this
something.
wrong?
Yeah, no, you're saying the, and
There's
you can
some
buy
stuff-
piss now. Now it's completely different.
You could buy piss?
Yeah, you can buy piss online. Just get that, whatever, that dirty fucking XPT, whatever you go on and you could search hidden shit
So
all
you
over
just
the
gotta
world.
get a rubber dick and
Yeah.
take that piss and...
Dog, I had a guy who made a rubber dick. Normal Let could not start snorting coke, so he made a contraption where he filled up his son's piss in a hot water bottle and did the same thing with the douche. And he took the douche on the bottom, and he scotch taped it to his dick, and he would piss and squeeze his chest.
Oh my God, that's
Then one day the
ridiculous.
thing blew up. And he was a bank robber. They sent him to jail for 30 fucking years.
Want to hear the craziest steroid evasion story that I ever heard from piss? There was a guy who was fighting, and he knew he was going to get piss test, and he was just juiced to the tits. So the legend is that they inserted clean urine into his bladder through injection. So he injected clean urine into his bladder with a needle. Whether or not that's true, I have no idea. But this is what this is like early days of the UFC. Like when they first started drug testing people.
We just think about
I don't even think it was in the UFC that he did this. I think it was in another organization. But I don't know if it's
Think
true.
about what's going on the other side of this. Your addiction is that high.
Well, these guys, when
And
they're
I'm not
that
saying-
juiced up, they're not getting off of it. Because if they get
No,
off of it,
no,
they'll have no muscle.
I get it. I
They'll
understand.
crash.
So you understand the extremes that people do.
Yeah.
Could you ever shoot fucking fake piss? Like Joey, go piss in the
Imagine-
fucking thing. I'm gonna shoot Joey's piss.
A guy willing to do that and trusting that guy was finding your bladder. He could shoot piss into your liver. Like, who knows what this guy even
Again,
understands
but these are the
anatomy.
levels that you do. So here I am, Serta don't work, fucking nothing works, and one day I'm at a pool. I'm like, oh shit, when you piss in the pool cleaner cleans all this, and not the pool will be green.
So this is your logic?
So I went, I took the kids, I took one of those cubes first.
Crumbs.
Smashed it up. And then I put it on my outside of a dick because I'm uncircumcised, so I would pull the skin back, and that would fall into the fucking piss. And then, so he told me once, he goes, something happened last time. You fucked up the machine or something like that, right?
Women would insert condoms filled with someone else's urine inside themselves, he said. Some athletes would inject urine into their bladders using a catheter. Oh, God, they did do that. So that's real. So maybe that's how he did it. Maybe they used a catheter. And that's how they put the fake.
But then there's the Wizinator.
Yeah, that was the rubber dick.
That's,
But wasn't there some stuff that you could buy that you would get at like a head shop and it supposedly detoxed you?
This is 89.
But does that stuff work?
When I was Googling it, it says nothing's real that's ever
Nothing's real?
happened. And here's
Yeah, I
pretty-
always assumed that it wasn't real. I was
On the
like,
screen I
you're
added
selling this at a head shop?
Stuff from the 90s. These are some of the
But
products.
the killer was when I used Drano.
Oh, okay. So this is all bullshit.
Yeah.
They just rob
Yeah,
people.
they just rob people.
Fetish urine. Look at that. It says, look at that's labels.
Yeah, I know.
Fetish urine? What the fuck does that mean?
It's probably a way to sell it because you have to save it. You know,
So
not for
that's
human,
piss.
Not for human consumption. Or
Oh, so
something.
that's you're buying piss? So that's an actual bag of piss on
Yes.
the right? Oh, good lord.
It calls it tinkle.
It's fetish urine. So if you just like want someone to piss on you, but no one's willing. You're like, you ever told that story about the guy with the gay club, the guy in the bathtub that
And
wanted people to
everybody was
piss on him?
pissing on him in the tub.
Yeah.
And then that party Shamer took me to in that hotel next to the Comedy Store, and they were getting pissed on in there, the women. And then I wake up Saturday, I'm feeling good about myself, and I'm on Twitter, and I see Bonnie Blue. She had that chick is fucking, she got pissed on. Had
that's
a
the
baby
least of her
shower
problems.
in her ass. People were pissing their pussy in her ass, and I'm like, somebody's got to stop that woman. She's
It's
just,
the least of her problems.
oh my God, a
Yeah.
fucking baby shower. When I used the Drano, though, that was the best because that destroyed the machine. but the truth of the matter is,
When he said something happened last time,
well, this is what happened.
Okay.
I put the Drano on my dick, and I walked up to the counter, and I put it on the desk, and he asked you questions. How's it been? And I'm looking at the thing, and it's starting to foam. Like the thing. And it's coming out of the bag. And I'm looking at this thing going, this motherfucker better not. And what he did was he just picked it up and threw it in the bag, like when they pick it up and test it. Sometimes you leave the top off. That was
Right.
an old trick. You leave the top off and then it spilled.
oh no.
So that buys you one extra week. But the time with the Drano, it started like wubba. It was like shaking at the thing, like foam was coming out of the fucking sides. And I locked it up good. That's what happened. There was no oxygen. That motherfucker was like, boom. So I put it in the fucking thing. And he called me a few days later. He's like, listen, I wrote up a thing. I'm taking you to court because you broke the machine. This cannot continue. This can continue. This can continue. This is like a fucking cat and mouse game. What did you put in your body? What happened? What the fuck is going on, Jose? So
Did you say,
then,
hey, your machine sucks. Your machine broke.
and then
Has
after
nothing
that,
to do with me.
no, and then they put me on like this hold. They were like, we're not even gonna piss you no more, though. We're done. We can't take this mental fucking. So this is when you're in the probation department. Now they're gonna throw me back in community corrections because they'll put you in for 90 days and all that. I met this fucking guy. For 3 months we spoke, like nothing, like gentlemen. I would talk to him, saw him once a week. And one day I said, what do you do? And he goes, I'm a district attorney in Boulder, Bill Wise. I need a beef. I need a problem. I'm on this probation. They won't leave me alone. What do I do to get off? He goes, just have your attorney draw up a statement and I'll sign it and get you on probation. And that was it. Just a guy I met on the street, Bill Wise. And then he got fired after the John Benet Ramsey thing. He was there during the whole John Benet Ramsey thing and everybody got fucking fired, I guess. I don't know. Bill Wise was a great dude, man. He was good to me. And I told him, he asked him what I did. I told him the truth. And he goes, did you learn from your mistake? Yeah. I'm here working, ain't I? He goes, okay, pass it over and I'll sign. I'm like, oh my God, how fucking lucky am I? I'm done. I'm done. I was done. Started in 87, and it was all the way to 91. For a year, I was fucking them up with the Pete thing. Then they put me back in the halfway house, and that was even worse. I was out of control, man. There was freaks in there. There's fucking everything in there. Freaky girls. I was stealing the air conditioner out of the conference room and put it in my room. They couldn't handle me there either. They were like, dog, you just go home. We're not gonna fuck with you no more. And that's what you do. You do. Just wear somebody ragged. They'll let you go eventually. They'll just say, you know what, man, it ain't worth it. You're never going to stop. You're never going to stop. And then a year later, I had like an affair with, one time, I had an affair with like the chick that worked in that office. She's the one that had the one leg. I delivered Chinese food to her. It never stopped. And you think of those chunks in your life and go, what the fuck was going on?
Yeah, you were out of control.
Like, it's 31 years, and I still won't get back to Boulder because of the shame I endured. Seriously, like, I won't. Everybody goes, why don't you go back to Boulder? Because I'm ashamed that was such a beautiful city, and I treated it like it was Newark.
Right,
Like, I did what I wanted. I would go to Kmart, hang out outside of fucking the lawnmower department, and people would come out with new lawnmowers, and the receipt would fly off. I get that receipt, go to Longmont, and get that lawnmower for $400 and walk it up and go, my mother bought me this. I don't want it no more. And I give them the receipt and they give me $400 cash plus tax. Who does that? That fucking Toys R Us. I took that thing down by myself with those Jeffrey bucks. I took them down.
What's a Jeffrey buck?
It's like when you bring a stolen computer in there and they won't give you cash. They'll give you Jeffrey bucks. So you have to spend it in the fucking store.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I had $1 million in Jeffrey bucks at one time. I was buying bicycles and fucking. It just, I was an animal, and I feel really guilty about it today. I'm thinking of booking the Fox Theater in Boulder and doing because Ladizio's opening back up, my Italian joint. So they called and they said, we're opening back up. And I'm like, I'm thinking of doing Boulder, like Fox Theater. Just take my lumps, apologize, donate to something there, and just call it a fucking night. Because I still feel guilty, man. I'm old, but now I feel guilty about the damage. I put Boulder through fucking 8. I mean, I got chased through the mall by security, and I'm throwing fucking CDs at them. I remember the Denver Broncos were playing Cleveland in '87. Those big playoff games. Do you remember those, Jamie? Look, I'm at the mall one day, and everybody's in the hallway looking at TVs. I'm like, who's minding the stores? I went into Radio Shack, and I popped out the fucking CD player, brand new one, and just put the quarter on it and walked out. Like, nothing. Who does that, dog? That's animal, and I'm ashamed to admit this shit, but... It was like you said when you first went to Boulder the first time. You're like, this must have been a fucking grocery store for Joey Diaz.
That's exactly what I said when I went there.
It was a shame.
Everybody's they're so like peaceful and sweet.
I brought chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos. It was too much. When I was in the prison, I brought chaos in there. I had my cell open. I did what I wanted. It was just too much. And to this day, New York, you could shit like that because that's what New York is about. I was a fucking piece of shit in New York, too, but I don't feel guilty about that. I still walk around the city now.
But so many pieces of shit in New York.
Yeah.
You were unique in Boulder.
It was unique, but in Boulder, they didn't have anything like me.
They had no
I was
idea.
shaking down people. Some guy kept telling me, I saw you on A&E. Remember in the 90s and 80s, A&E was a mafia channel. They talked to Bill, whatever, talked about A&E, the Corleone family. And this guy saw me one day. He's like, hey, you're the guy that's in the witness relocation plan. This is 80 fucking 9. This is way before Sammy and all those guys went in. This guy's telling me, you're a witness relocated guy, a little Italian guy. I saw you on A&E. You're George the Animal something from Boston. I'm like, dog, that's not me. Stop saying that. I already got problems in fucking Boulder. And you're telling people that I'm a witness relocated mafia guy. He pissed me off so much, finally I just kicked this fucking door down here like one of those Italian knick-knack stores. I went in there and I said, dog, since I'm George the Animal, I am. You're going to give me $200 a week. Bro, he started giving me $200 a week for like 3 weeks. Then he called a sit-down with Antonio Ladizio. And Antonio's like, yeah, you got to keep paying him. And the guy closed up shop. Like 3 weeks later, I never saw him again. Little Italian guy would always kick his shoes up. Dog, that's crazy shit. I was snorting coke at an ATM. In Boulder, they had next to Murphy's, there's an ATM you could walk into with the door. I would go in there with a case of beer at night and just put coke on the metal. People would come and go ahead. Can't take this shit back, but it was done and I can't undo it, you know?
But it bothers you now? Well, does it bother you or does it just make you confused? Like, how the fuck could I be
Nobody
in that?
remember half this shit I'm saying. Nobody ever remember this shit. People are on, they moved on with their lives. If they saw me now, they go, hey, that's the guy that kidnapped the guy. No, you know, my name was in the paper. My picture wasn't. They didn't have a picture of me, but everything else was in the fucking paper. It's a guilt. It's a weird fucking guilt, man, that I could have done so much better there. If If I would have played my cards right, I could have graduated college as a fucking astronaut. Because they were going to give me everything just because I was Cuban. They had no Spanish people at that college.
Carlos, Total Wireless here. We want to do an ad with you.
Me? Why?
Because you're streaming 3 games at the same time.
La Quiniela. Good thing I have Total Wireless.
If anyone puts Total to the test, that's you. Real life meets real unlimited. Unlimited premium 5G and a Samsung Galaxy phone on us. Total Wireless.
Are those the towering sliders?
They had only like 8 blacks that played football, so they were doing anything to get Latinos. I would have been a fucking astronaut with a GED.
Yeah, but we would have missed this, Joey.
Yeah, but
It's good that it turned out this way.
let me ask you something. If you wouldn't have gotten into this fucking thing, what would you think you'd be doing now?
If I hadn't gotten into which one,
This thing that we're doing, stand-up comedy.
podcast?
No,
Stand-up
stand-up
comedy.
comedy opened up everything.
what would I
else.
be doing? I don't know, man. I don't know. I probably would have fought again.
Would you be a chef? Would you be? I mean, I could pin you as a chef. You love to cook.
Yeah, I do love to cook.
A
I-
chef, a
I would
mason.
have found something that I enjoyed doing.
What?
I don't know. I would have figured it out.
What's your second
the
love?
real problem would be if I had a kid real young. Well, so if, I know a bunch of my friends got married and had kids when they're like 22, 23. There's nothing wrong with that, but then that really limits your ability to just go for it because you have mouths to feed. That's a different animal. You know, I think about the early days of stand-up when I was 21 and how I had zero money. I mean, zero. I had zero money. I barely could eat. I remember I had a big fucking jar of pennies and nickels, dimes and shit, and I remember rolling it all up so I could go get a sandwich. Like, I had no money. And so I could imagine, like, if I was trying to do that, I said, well, I'm just going to live like this for a couple years, and I think if I work hard enough, I could eventually start making money doing stand-up, and if I keep getting better, maybe I could be a professional. You know, that was the idea. It was never, like, have a career. But if I had a kid and I had a wife, there's no way I would have done it. There's no way I would have to have gotten a job. And that's where a lot of people get into. You know, or maybe you think it's going to be a good investment to get a house, which it is. But now you've got a mortgage. So you got a mortgage. You can't just fucking lose everything. I got my car repossessed. I was broke, man. I was broke.
Bro, I used to have to hide my car in the garage so they wouldn't repossess it. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was 100% check to check.
I don't
Never
know.
had any money in the bank.
I don't know if this ever happens to you, but it happens to me a lot now. And this is why I started this grateful shit, because there are days I pull up to my house, I don't know who lives there.
Yeah,
I go, who lives here? This is me?
I know, it doesn't feel real.
And then you say to yourself, this is the most important thing. For people listening, I want you to listen to this. If you have a dream or a goal, you go, I got to pay for that with comedy. Which I always thought I was just going to make $100 a set. And I would have been fine with that if nobody would ever bothered me in my life. I would have been fine with $100 a set, getting in my beat-up car and doing that. Getting your dick sucked, getting STDs. I would have done all that shit, you know? That's what it is. So when you look at your house, whether it costs $40,000 or $80 million, and go, I paid for this, doing $15 sets at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
When you got into this, you just wanted to survive. Never mind the fucking house and cars, and you never dreamed of this with stand-up. I know I didn't.
I never dreamed of this with anything.
No.
I never
No.
thought I would be a person who had money.
I dreamed of being a funny person and to be funny enough to make a living in stand-up.
Yeah.
I never saw this part of it. So when I pull up in my house and I go, that was paid with $20 sets. $25 here, $15 here, $100 here. Yeah, that adds up. I'm not saying that, but that was paid by a dream.
Yeah.
Not a job, not something my family did. I wasn't forced into like raising lemons or whatever the fuck people do that are decent, you know, growing lemons. You know, seriously, we were born into this. This is something we got into and said, I just want to survive. I just want to be able to eat 3 meals and get enough gas to go to the next thing. Forget money in the bank. Forget it. It's overrated. I would never even open up a bank account. I didn't open up a bank account until I was 40 years old. You know, I just ran on whatever the fuck. I would open and put 20 in and write a bounce check and fucking move on and pray that nobody caught you, you know. And people have no idea what that feeling is like. I get in my car and I go, holy shit. How many cars did I have that I had what are those bungee cords? Oh, yeah, bungee cord. Dog, I had a car when I first did comedy. I had to close the door with a bungee cord. Across my thing, it was like my combination seatbelt. Because if I took a fucking right turn, the door would open. You know, the door would just wing open. Now I'm in a car that's fucking I paid for. With comedy, not drugs.
A nice one.
Not anything. No, whether it's nice or not, you paid for this without nobody's interference. With somebody, with something that somebody told you you'd never be good at. You never be good at. Somebody at least said it to you one time. Joe, come on, man. Comedy.
sure.
You're never gonna. What do you think? You're gonna be on HBO with fucking Richard Pryor and George Carlin? You laugh, but you're like, they're kind of right. They were fucking wrong. We didn't know it.
Play Ultimate Riches and Route 66 Scratchers from the Arizona Lottery for top prizes of $3.5 million.
Living with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4.
We just didn't fucking know it.
Well, it's like telling someone, I'm going to run 200 miles. They're like, no, you're not. You can't even run around the block. Like, no, one day I'm going to run 200 miles. Like, no, you're not. You're not going to run 200 miles. And most of the time, they're right. But if you're one of those motherfuckers, it says, look, it might take me 10 years to develop the endurance to run 200 miles. But I can't, if I start right now, next month I'm going to be able to run 5 miles. You know, and in 6 months I'll be able to run 10 miles. And then I'm going to keep going.
But then you quit before the miracle happens.
A lot of people
Somewhere
do.
along the line.
How many people do we know that quit? How many people do we know that were really talented, that were really funny?
And just disappeared. And now you see him on
I don't want to
Facebook.
shame anybody, but there's a few guys, and there's this one guy at the early days of the Comedy Store that I really tried to help. I connected him to my manager, and I was like, this guy's legit. I'm like, you're funny, dude. Like, you're good. If you just fucking stay, and then had a bunch of personal problems, had a kid. I think he had some legal issues. Damn. But that guy, I'm like, I'll tell you later who it was.
No, I know it was.
Yeah. And, but I was like, that motherfucker was funny. He was funny.
Way funnier than I was.
He was great.
Like,
and he
there
was
was
a fun dude to be around. He was a cool dude. I was like, he's going to make it.
There was people I looked at and I go, they're way funnier than I am. Holy fuck.
We were
Holy
both like
fuck.
the same age, too. We were like 27 when I first met him. And I connected with my manager, and he was like, nobody ever did anything like that for me before. They're like, nobody tries to help me.
Nobody.
I was like, listen, man, you'll do it too now. You'll make it, and then you'll do it too. We'll all do it. It helps, and it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt you at all to help somebody, but it helps them, and it helps you. It helps you feel better. You feel better that you're helping someone. It's like like I always say that being generous is kind of selfish in a way, because you feel better too. Like when I'm generous, I feel better.
I do.
Yeah, we all do. And when we're kind and when we try to help people, you feel better. It's good for you. It's good for everybody. And it's like, that's a message that the world needs to hear. Like, you could be good to people. And if you're good to people and you're nice to people, it'll help you too.
It
And
all
if you
comes
find
together,
someone
bro.
who's got something, you gotta, and you're doing a thing, like you're doing a thing, and there's someone who's got a spark, there's a little talent, help them. Help them. Help those people. Give them advice. Give them a push. Let them open for you. Watch their set. Give them some feedback. Help them. Because,
We're not in the comedy business, Joe. I've never been in the comedy business. I don't know what anybody's talking about. We're in the karma business.
it's a little of that.
I'm in the karma business. I am not in the karma. My goal every day is to make somebody's day. One person. A woman at a supermarket. You're looking fucking bad as a motherfucker today. Oh, stop it, Joey. Yeah, that. I just made her fucking day. Her husband sees her every day and never tells her she's banging. And I'm going up to this lady. I don't even know. And I'm like, damn, if I was 20 years younger. And they're older than me. Like they're 68,
right.
That's my thing every day. Just make somebody's day. One person.
Yeah.
You can't save the world. But one day, a gesture, a handshake, a couple dollars is not going to set you back.
That is kind of what if you're doing a thing where you're doing something that people enjoy. Like, think about, like, your sets. Like, think about how many people have gone to see you and you changed their night. Gone to see you. Like, how many nights at the store people come in, you want to see a show? Yeah, let's go see a show. You go on stage and rock that fucking place. They leave, they're holding their side like, ah! And they go out and get something to eat afterwards. Remember when he said that fucking thing about, ah! And they're like,
Yeah,
you
it's true.
change people's evenings. You change their feelings. You change the way they feel, and you feel good because of it. It's like this weird exchange. The reason why we love killing, especially people that are really good at it, what they love is that they're making other people happy. That's really what you love.
That's it. I love it.
You're
I
making
see
other
them.
people happy, and you feel happy because you're making it, and when you don't, oh, you feel terrible.
I do better when I look at the audience and they're laughing and I laugh with them. Once I laugh, you're done.
Yes.
You're done.
Yeah.
Once I start laughing and giggling,
if it's real.
Parties, yeah. No, it's
if
real.
You're having fun.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. When I look out there and I see somebody that should not be laughing, and they're laughing at something blue as shit that I said, and I don't expect them to laugh, that's what makes me laugh. Or the look on their face, or the shock of you saying something, that's what always kicks me into this fucking mode, you know?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The other thing I want to talk about in this podcast, because I was talking to a friend of mine in Jersey, a stand-up, and this is the other thing people don't see. We're very blessed because we went to L.A. or wherever the fuck we went. And one day you're talking to somebody, and 2 weeks later, they're in the biggest movie in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to explain to people to sit, believe in yourself, and just keep showing up. And that this happens. But since people don't see that happen in their world,
where the evening finds its perfect finish. Naomi.
You know, in Jersey, what do you see? A guy hits the lottery, he can wins $1 million. That's their way out of this life. For us, it was like we saw too many people make it, like this. Like one day they had nothing, and the next day they're on CBS, fucking doing a show for 8 years. Whether it's Kevin or whether it's fucking the other guy, the great guy from Pittsburgh. You've seen that, so it gives you hope. Now, at that situation, you could say, fuck that dude, he's a fucking loser. You could go, good for him. He just moved the notch up a little bit so I could get on that conveyor line. That's the beauty of it. Not looking at that person going, fuck him. He sucks. He stole my joke in Pittsburgh. Who gives a fuck about Pittsburgh in '89? Guy's on TV now. You know, whatever he is, be happy because you're next. You know him. You fucking do sets with him.
Right.
You're there in the rotation with him at the store every night. And
it can happen for you, too.
It happens. So once you see it, you go, oh, shit, okay. Now I know what I need to do.
That's if you're real.
That's if you're real. I need to get off coke. I need to cut this shit out. I need to do this, and this, just to get me closer to that. Yeah. Because I see it too much. I see people living in an apartment with 8 people, and next thing you know, they got a house in Beverly Hills. Most people don't see that.
Right.
So it's tough to explain to them what they're, because everybody thinks you're going to hit the lottery and your life's going to change. Boy, are they mistaken. Everybody thinks $10 million is going to change their life and make them a better person. It's not. It's not. We think it's going to. Like when you were broke all those years, you used to say, I can't wait to have money. Yeah. But you never said, I can't wait to have money for what?
I never thought I would have money.
Me neither.
I never said I can't wait to have money. My thought was I want to, like, make a living. That's it.
That's it. That's where I was.
Even when I first started with stand-up, like, it was just to make a living. It was just doing this thing. I was a fucking loser in, like, regular society. I was good at kicking people. I was a loser in regular society. I was like, I didn't graduate college. I barely got out of high school. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't care about school. All I cared about was whatever I cared about, whether it was drawing or whether it was martial arts. Those are the things that I cared about. That's it. So I always felt like I just need to find a way to live because I'm never going to be a successful person. I had, like, resigned myself to that. I had no aspirations.
You?
Yeah.
I fucking
no, you were way worse than me because you were in and out of jail.
No, I had no family, felonies, no GED. I was set to fucking die.
Yeah.
And that little fucking accident I had when I was 25 years old, you know, it's like right now, you go and you look at the news and there's this big thing going on by the ice facility, by my house in Jersey, in Newark. They keep fucking banging. And I'm sitting there going, here's how stupid we are as Americans. I don't know if Americans know this shit. When you go to jail, you lose all your rights. You know why I don't go to jail, Joe? Because that sleep apnea machine doesn't mean nothing in jail. We don't care if you die.
Right.
You know what you have to do to get a sleep apnea machine in jail? You got to go to the manufacturer. They have to send it to you directly, which we'll get into later. But my point is that fucking What was my point? I don't even know. I got so high before.
Your point was that you never thought you were going to go anywhere.
I never thought I was going to go anywhere.
Until
Listen,
comedy came around and you realized, oh, this is a thing that I can do.
but all I wanted was $4,000 a month. In
Yeah.
my mind, I was such a loser that I said to myself, if I can make $4,000 a month, I'm a millionaire. And today, $4,000 a month doesn't even get you rent.
Right.
Not even nothing.
But
4,000.
back then, $4,000 a month was like $8,000 a month.
Yeah,
now.
8,000 a month now.
And you would say, okay, if I made $100 grand a year, I can live. Like you can live off $100 grand a year and be comfortable. Like that's the goal. The goal was always just to be comfortable. But the thing with you is, I realized this like very early on. It was gonna take a different path. Like I remember watching like you emerge when you really started like killing on stage. And I was saying, and then, you know, all these agents, you remember I had that one agent that would get mad that I would take you on the road with me?
Yeah.
He would get mad. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him? I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's talented. I go, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know anything. I go, why does he make me laugh so hard? He's like, well, you're a degenerate. Like, you're a crazy person. You got to realize the audience is offended, and that's your audience. Like, shut the fuck up. I knew that you were a different path. So for you, your emergence came with the emergence of the internet. And when the internet came around and we started doing podcasts, I'm like, this is the way that Joey's going to break. Because they'll get to see the real you.
When I told stories. Listen, it's like 24/7 on HBO. You may hate fucking, I don't know, throw any name up. You may hate that boxer for some reason. He's whatever, he's cocky. But then they show you his house. And they show you he's got 4 daughters. And they show you that he wakes up every morning and feeds the daughters. You thought he was a fucking animal. In the cage, he's an animal. But in life, he's just a regular guy. And you get to see that and go, no, I like him. I don't see a guy that just punches people in the head. I see a guy that's, look at him. He's got fucking makeup on for his daughters, and he's cooking breakfast every morning. Then he goes trains. Like that Jason, what was his name? The big yoke brother from the UFC, Alexander. Remember he came and he was knocking heads, and they found out he couldn't do jiu-jitsu. Great guy, though. Houston Alexander.
Yeah.
I watched that thing on him. He was raising 4 girls. His wife, the crack mom, left.
That dude was a tank.
He was a tank, and he would train in the mornings, then go home, cook for the kids.
Remember when he knocked out Keith Jardine? Big upset.
Big upset.
Big upset.
And
Keith
then
Jardine just tried to take him out, and Houston Alexander was throwing bombs.
He was big and fucking strong.
Jacked.
But
And he was a radio DJ. You know, he was a radio DJ?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a hip-hop DJ. Find out where Houston Alexander was.
I'd love to know where he is
Like
now.
a big DJ.
Yeah, he's
like
a
he was
good guy.
successful.
He always talked to me at the airports
Very
and shit.
good guy.
Very good guy.
Very
Like,
good
I was
guy.
like, wow. But, you know, I knew that once I was able to tell my story, where I came from, it was I didn't know how to do it on stage.
Is that my AC breaking? An American Home Shield warranty can help protect major home systems and appliances. And if AHS can't repair the covered item, they'll replace it. It's all in the ball. American Home Shield. Sign up today at ahs.com.
Then after I did on the podcast, over the years, I got better enough to learn how to do it on stage.
But you did figure out how to do something on stage. That was the switch. And the switch was you figured out how to be Joey Diaz in the parking lot on stage.
In stage. That was killing me.
But it went like that.
Like that.
I never saw anybody flip a switch from struggling on stage to crushing like you. I was like, this is wild.
And I'm going to tell you some of the reasons. I was too focused on material. You're too focused on your fucking material, and you know what? At the end of the day, your material sucks. I've heard it already, and that's what I would think in my mind. So I would do better when I went up there, just with one thought, and attacked it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's hard to explain what I'm saying to you.
Yeah. No, what you did was you treated the audience like they were your boys and we're all hanging out, versus treated the audience like, I'm a comic, here's some jokes. Like when you first started, what did I meet you in, 96?
97.
97. When I first met you, you were doing jokes. Like you would go on stage and do jokes.
And I would focus on the jokes on that paper. Don't focus on that. At 11:30 at the store, your jokes don't mean shit. They just saw 3 hours of top-notch comedy. What are you bringing to the table? You gonna get there and tell me it's on the news? Reporters that? Well, no. How to relax, he would just go up there, and in my mind, he was just vibing with the audience.
He did a lot of that.
And it worked, and I took that realm of relax.
Mooney taught us a lot.
Relax.
He was a real veteran. You know, he was like one of the only guys when we were there that was there during the prior years.
The prior years.
And was respected. He wasn't like one of those. There was a few guys that were still hanging around that had literally acts from the
garbage.
1980s.
They were still doing like Bruce Springsteen jokes.
Oh, it was terrible. It was just bad.
But his laid back attitude.
Always topical too. Always new shit. Anytime new shit was going on in the news, he had 10 solid minutes on it.
And quick.
Yeah.
That day. If it happened, they told on the news that night. That day,
I remember
he
was
there.
crushing on stage once. We were dying in the back room. He goes, "Oh, that's right. I write, motherfucker. I write."
Yeah. No. He's
and
a
we
fucking.
we were dying.
But that calmness taught me how to. I was going up there and rushing.
Yeah.
I was going up there doing two mistakes: rushing and worrying about that material like it was Bible.
Right.
I'll give you an example. Sometimes I get an audition, right? When I was doing a lot of auditions, and this is when I learned that early on when I was auditioning, that if I focused on that line, those lines, I wasn't going to book that part. So I had to dip into Marlon Brando's fucking tools. Marlon Brando didn't read shit. He put those signs on you so you felt more organic. But it wasn't even that. It was know who your character is. I could tell you to go fuck your mother 18 different ways. Right?
Right.
So it's the same thing. You have to just learn, not the words, but what he's trying to say in there. You don't need the words. The words are bullshit. What is this guy trying to say in there? Yeah, you take some of the sentences that he's saying, but you slow it down. And that's what he did in that scene when he tells everybody, if my son should hang by a bolt of lightning, then I'll, Marlon Brando in the hotel scene, that's a beautiful fucking scene. If you love that shit like I do. All those motherfuckers were wearing signs. You've seen the behind the scenes of that.
So their words, the script was
Were
on
papers. So Duval was sitting across from him with a billboard.
That's hilarious.
That boss was sitting across from him, and you see him like he just look up. And that I will not forgive. And he'd take another pause and look at another cue card, and because he wanted it to be organic. He didn't want it to sound like those fucking lines this writer wrote.
Right.
And that's for everything. If you know the character, I know the character. I know me.
That's
See?
crazy.
Everybody had signs, dog.
That is really crazy.
But
Isn't
it
that
worked.
crazy?
Did it work? In The Godfather, did it work? Okay, so go fuck yourself.
I
It
was
worked.
watching this thing where they were very skeptical about him playing.
Oh, did you see the Sony thing?
Yeah.
The Sony series?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.
Very
yeah.
good.
Wasn't it interesting? Imagine skeptical about Marlon Brando playing the Godfather.
Well, brother, he had shot a movie, Mutiny on the Bounty, and they went down there, and the motherfucker fucked that chick, and he wasn't even directing anymore. He was in the hut. He gave, like, the AD, the camera. You didn't hear about that?
Yeah.
That's a huge story.
That's Apocalypse Now, right?
No.
No?
And then Apocalypse Now, he went to a meeting, they gave him all this loot, and they told him you got to show up 180. Like, you're supposed to be a Green Beret.
Right.
He showed up 400.
Well, that's why they kept him in the dark, right?
They kept him in the dark, and he shaved
Gave him a
his head
black
and shit.
shirt, yeah.
You know, he didn't give a fuck. He did it however, and that's why they hated him. But at the same time, you gotta love the motherfucker because it's working.
Yeah, well, it was...
It's never been just about me. It's about my people, the ones who show up for me every step of the way. That's why I choose Total Wireless.
Hi, babe. How's training been?
Because staying connected to what matters most,
We're so proud of you, son.
that's a total power move.
Here at Living Spaces, we make custom sofas exceptionally affordable. We can offer the Mingle sofa for just $7.99.
Authentic, right?
Yeah, that Apple TV show was very interesting.
It was.
Very. And I met that dude. Remember, he created The Longest Yard. Al Ruddy did The Longest Yard from scratch. When he did The Godfather, I think he didn't take two, and he went to do The Longest Yard. He loved it. So he created The Longest Yard. So when we shot our Longest Yard, he was there every Friday for his little checky poo. Big motherfucker. Big dude, dog. Good dude. Big hands and shit. Would just talk to you about stuff. Good dude. So I got it. Like that motherfucker, you know, Pete Ruddy. And I think he did something else after that. Look at the movies he did. Look at the movies he did. Jamie, when you get a minute, Paul Rudy's films.
What was that other question that I asked you earlier?
About?
I asked you to look something up. Forgot. Yes, Omaha.
Yes, Omaha.
Yeah,
He was from Omaha.
That's what it is. What radio station? Is he still doing it?
Yeah, it says he currently is.
He currently is still. Look at that.
We gotta call him.
I think he fought recently. I think he had a fight like within the last couple of years. Did he?
This says 2017 for MMA bare knuckle boxing in 2023.
That's it. Yeah.
One off work was bare knuckle fights.
Yeah. Bare knuckle fighting. Dude's a DJ. UFC veteran. It's a fuck it. Let's get some bare knuckle fights in.
Fucking great is that you can DJ and then go fight somebody. On the
Crazy.
weekend.
Yeah.
And that's life, man. That's a life that's worth living. You got your money. You get your money's
Wild
worth.
life. Yeah.
You get your money's worth.
Yeah.
You want to sit at home, be sedentary, whatever, live like, watching TV and you're scared that they're going to bomb you. You're done. You got to keep fucking living. That's what,
Yeah, you got to do things. That's the thing about life. You got to do things. Too many people just sit around wanting to do things and not doing anything. It's hard to get moving, though. That's what a lot of people find. They find it's hard to, go out to that club for that first open mic, step into that gym the first time. Like D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez. Did you see that podcast? We talked about how he got arrested in Tijuana.
No.
You know D-Rod from the UFC?
Yeah.
So D-Rod beats Kevin Holland, right? Goes to San Diego celebrating, and his boy's like, let's go to Tijuana. Fuck yeah, let's go to Tijuana. Just go to drink, have a good time. He just won a huge fight. Top 15 UFC welterweight. Has an ounce of weed in his bag. He thinks, well, weed's legal in California. Weed's decriminalized in Mexico. Who cares? Maybe I'll bribe somebody. I'll get out of this. It's a federal offense to bring weed in. And even though weed's decriminalized in Mexico, it's not for visitors. It's only for Mexican citizens. Yeah, bro.
How do you get out of that one?
Well, one of the things he had to do is become a Mexican citizen. So he's got dual citizenship now. Yeah. He was in jail for fucking 8 months, man.
Oh, my.
Come with me to meet the wizard. Because I knew you. Don't be afraid. Because
I have some tour dates on Facebook, which is
How you been? Tell me, Tio, how you been?
Oh, frenetic, I feel like a lot of times.
Why?
It's just how I feel. I think trying to do a lot of things, like trying to get my brain to shift from sometimes relaxing to being active or doing something, it's like
Human brain is capable of doing a lot more than that.
Yeah. Well, good.
Yes.
That's a positive to know that for sure. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I definitely believe that. I mean, I'm grateful that my mind's able to kind of shift gears here and there where I need it, But sometimes it's like, yeah, I think sometimes I just feel frenetic.
See, the thing is this, any machine for that matter, depending on what is the volume of friction there is within it, accordingly it'll reduce its ability to do things. You take a car, let's say, if you take the best car in the world, and if you reduce the lubrication oil, it'll go dead in no time because of friction. So this also is the same thing. People's thoughts and emotions are in frictious conditions, so ordinary things that we can do feels stressful, and almost all human misery is manufactured in human mind. Isn't it so?
So it's on the inside, you're saying?
I'm not saying, you tell me.
Yeah.
Unless you are in a famine or a war zone or something where somebody can cause some trouble to you, rest of the time it's all self-help, isn't it?
Yeah, the war zone is more inside of me, it's not on the outside.
No, I'm saying physically if somebody's shooting a bullet at you, that's a different matter.
Yeah.
But right now, we are poking ourselves all the time. Why? The important thing is, See, to get human intelligence to its present state, it's taken millions of years of evolution. From an amoeba to make you like this, it's taken millions of years of evolution. It's just one word, but actually tremendous amount of research and development has happened to get you to this place. But now, that brain is trouble for most people. 95% of the people use this brain to harm themselves. Because if we give you something sharp, if I ask you a simple question, do you want your intelligence or intellect to be sharp or blunt? It's a question.
I would like it to be sharp.
Sharp. So if I give you something sharp, how you hold it is very important. If you don't know which is the blade end, which is the handle, if you hold it tight, it'll hurt you more and more. Or if you're unconscious and you're like this, intestines may come out, you know. Why we don't give a knife to a child's hand? Not because knife is dangerous. Has it ever happened a knife popped up and stabbed someone? It never happened. Knife is not dangerous. It's the people who hold it and how they hold it. So right now we've been given an intelligence. You know, there is a the biologists today are saying the DNA difference between you and a chimpanzee is only 1.23%. 1.23% is not much of a…
It's not far off the jungle.
Not far. So physiologically, that's how close we are to a chimpanzee. But in terms of our intelligence and awareness, we are worlds apart. So essentially, we have an intelligence for which we don't have a stable enough platform. If you don't create a stable platform, stable chemistry, stable energy, stable physiology, if you don't create that, your intelligence will work against you. Once your intelligence works against you, there is no force in the universe which can save you. You can call it stress, you can call it anxiety, misery, anger, angst, whatever. Different levels of unpleasantness within you. Essentially, your intelligence not working for you, it's working against you.
Wow. Oh, grateful to have you here today, Sadhguru. Thank you very much for coming. Yeah, that's a great place to start.
Good that you call me here, so I get to golf in a good golf course tomorrow morning.
Do you actually hit the ball, or do you just imagine that it's in the hole?
I've had 4 hole-in-ones.
Have you really?
So, I'm not an imagining character.
No, it's good to hear. That's awesome, man. I wanted to. So you're like a sorcerer, not a sorcerer. What is you guys? You're a
Sorcerer.
Visualizer. What is kind of the terminology that they use for?
I'm a full-fledged human being.
Okay.
Is that good?
That's fair. Okay. Yeah.
Because
as long as you
right now, human beings are always trying to cripple themselves with their thoughts, with their emotions, their whatever else.
Yeah.
If you do one thing, that in your life you're not the impediment.
You're not the what?
You're not the impediment. You're not the problem. You're not the issue. There are 1,000 issues you need to handle in the world. The more you try to do, the more problems and more troubles there will be. All those things you handle to the best of your ability. But you are not the issue in your life. If you just ascertain this one thing, that you yourself are not an issue, just check and see for most human beings, they themselves are an issue. Their thought, their emotion, their needs, their compulsiveness, that's what is the big problem. Outside problems are small.
Yeah.
So if you ensure that you are not the issue in your life, then you are naturally a full-fledged human being. You will do the best that you can do in everything that you do. Well, your best may not be the best, but it's the best that you can do. In your life, if you do not do what you cannot do, there's no problem. But if you do not do what you can do, you're a disaster. But the moment your thought, your emotion is tripping you all the time, you will not even do what you can do, isn't it?
And how do we get ourselves in the best situation to be able to do what we can do?
They tell me right now, we don't like the weather outside. For October, it's too hot in Nashville. So what have you done? Turned on the air conditioning. What is the air conditioning called? This is climate engineering. You engineer the climate the way you want. How come your inner climate is not engineered for you? It gets hot, it gets cold, it gets boiling.
Yeah, it gets confusing. You don't even know what it is.
Why is it that your inner engineering has not been done so that you have the conducive climate that you want? So, my whole work is this, that to teach people how to engineer themselves. When I say engineer, people think it's some technology kind of thing. We need to understand. What we call as engineering today used to be magic at one time.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
Huh?
Yeah, magic, yeah, they had wizards, everything.
Not like that. If I sat here 1,000 years ago and did… and lights came on, what would you think I am?
Yeah.
Not magic.
Maybe a electrician?
No. Come on. You know electricity 1,000 years ago.
You'd have been a very… I thought you'd have been mystical.
I could have said I'm the messenger.
Oh, you could have said you're a messiah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or I could have claimed I'm the sun.
Yeah.
Or I could have said I'm himself.
Yes.
If just I turned on the light bulb. Unfortunately, I didn't have a light bulb 1,000 years ago. Now everybody has it, so it's not magic anymore, it's just engineering. So I'm just saying, engineering means when you engineer something well, it's more than magical. No magic can do those things that we are doing, isn't it? You pick up your